Good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Fansett with Ford Racing NASCAR Communications. We want to continue our availability. This morning we have on stage Len and Eddie Wood, Wood Brothers Racing, and of course Ryan Blaney. Yesterday, the Wood Brothers, along with Ford Racing and Team Penske, announced the plans for 2015, which includes Ryan Blaney to be the driver of the number 21 Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford Fusion for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Ryan does have to get to the 11 a.m. rookie meeting, so we're going to start with Ryan. We'll take questions for Ryan, and then we'll open it up for the Woods. Ryan, just talk about the news that came out yesterday, the fact that you're going Sprint Cup racing next year with the Woods, and the double duty that you have this weekend.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be able to race for the Wood Brothers next year. They've been so great to me with, the week and a half that I've been over there, and just the history there with this team is very special, and just the great names that I've driven for this team is obviously very special, and it's a dream come true. So, thank you, Eddie and Len, for giving me a chance here, and, Motorcraft and Quick Lane for being behind it. So I'm really excited for next year, and excited to get the day started. I'll be practicing and qualifying this car for Trevor, so I'm excited to see what we can do.
If you have a question for Ryan, go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll start with Chris Knight right over there.
Chris Knight, catchfest.com. Ryan, what did Brad say when you told him?
Oh, he's obviously very happy. That's what he invested in 2012 when I started driving for his truck team. That's what the truck team's for, is to build you up to eventually go nationwide in Cup racing. So, he was obviously happy, and I want to do as much for him as I can next year, and driving the truck also, and try to keep helping that program out. I owe a lot to Brad, and he gave me a big opportunity to get started in NASCAR. So I owe him a lot, and I want to keep racing for him and try to keep winning races for that team.
Eddie, while we have you up here and we get questions for these guys, why don't you just quick comment on the news yesterday and having Ryan in the car next year?
Yeah, obviously we were very excited about it. Ryan was our choice from really day one when Trevor announced he was moving over to the 6 car full time, which that was a plan all along when he got in our car. So actually the kind of the same scenario is going to play out with Ryan. We have we'll have a new alliance with Team Penske next year, and that lines up with Ryan. So we're really happy and excited about it, and kind of like Ryan, we're anxious to get started next year.
I think Claire had a question up front here for Ryan.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Congratulations, Ryan. What do you think the most difficult part will be this weekend for you?
I've never been to Michigan before in a Cup car. I've run a ARCA and a truck race here, but they're so different. So just trying to get adjusted to this car, as quickly as possible will be the most challenging part. But, I think we're very fortunate nowadays to have a lot of data to where I can look at, with the FI systems, you can look at throttle traces and everything like that. So we're kind of spoiled, and I can look at that from Brad and Joey's car in the first race here, and then kind of apply that over. But just, working with all the guys as a new team, and being able to communicate well with them is might take a little bit, but I think we'll sort it out here by the first practice and be ready to qualify and practice tomorrow.
Let's go right here.
Brad Norman, NASCAR.com. Ryan, I know your goal is to win the truck title this year. How do you make sure that you do that while also making sure you're ready for next year?
Oh, I think you got to separate each series from each other. Having a different mindset when you go into each series. I'm really focused on trying to get this car good for Trevor for Sunday, and hopefully, have the Wood Brothers have a great run. So that's my goal, but at the same time, we have a really big race in the truck side. I don't want to talk about that much because this is the Wood Brothers conference, but, it's awesome to have Cooper Standard and everyone sponsoring the truck race. And yeah, most of my focus is on the truck and trying to win a championship there. But, like I said, at the same time, I can get ready and focus for next year with the Cup cars and still running the nationwide cars also.
We'll go over here to Dean, then we'll go in the back.
Here you go. Dean McNulty, Toronto Sun. I know you don't want to talk about the truck series, but in a couple of weeks, you'll be going to a road course in the trucks at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Have you had any testing on road courses in the truck this season yet?
Not yet. I think we're going to go to Kershaw here in the next week and a half or so to just shake down a truck. But we have a good idea of what we need to be better up at Mosport this year from kind of last year. First year it was kind of tough, just not really knowing what you need. But I think we have a great plan going back, and I'm really excited to get back on the road course. I really like road course racing, and I'm excited to get back up there. Hopefully we can have a great run in the truck.
All the way in the back.
Ray Dunlap, Fox Sports. For Len and Eddie, I'm curious how you like a part-time schedule, and do you have plans to change that? Would you like to be back full-time in Cup?
Well, obviously, you'd like to, race every week like everybody else does, but just the way the things worked out, we're, really happy to still be a part of it, and we've got a lot of really great people looking for extra sponsorship for next year. Well, actually, as well as this year, but really for next year. So hopefully we'll have. I don't see us going back full time next year at all, but we could add some races for sure.
We got, I think, Tyler over here, then Nate, and then we'll come on this side.
This one's for Ryan. Ryan, Larson was just in here, and you and Chase are both getting some starts next year. What's it mean to you to know that the level of NASCAR, the development series coming through, and knowing that you guys are the future of the sport?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's just an honor to be a part of that group, part of this young group that's coming up. It's just great to be a part of it and be able to race with all those guys. And I raced with a bunch of them when I was a kid. I raced with Chase and Jeb and Daryl when I was a kid, and Bandolero and Legend Cars. So it's cool to see us all moving up through the ranks, and I hope we all have full-time rides on Sunday here one day. That'd be great to see. And like I said, just very fortunate to be a part of it, and it's a very good thing.
Let's go Nate here, and then we'll come on the side, and then back to Wolfgang.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. For Eddie and Len, forgive my ignorance, I don't know if this was covered, but in terms of the technical alliance with Penske, is it different from what you guys had with Roush? Or did you guys have something with Roush, or is this like totally new? And does that, I guess that technical alliance with Penske, does it include like chassis or anything else, or is it just like data?
Yeah. I mean, right now we have an alliance with Roush Fenway, and that includes engineering, cars, and everything about it, and it'll be a similar situation with Team Penske. The difference will be Team Penske has never done this before. This is new to them, so that's that'll be a work in progress to figure out how to do everything. But yeah, it's going to be a similar situation.
They supplied engines, but they've never done like cars and chassis.
Well, see, the engines, all of the engines from are from Roush Yates.
Right.
All that's the same, so that won't change. But the alliance is similar.
Right here.
George Poley, the Macomb Daily. For either of the Woods, gentlemen, recent years you've had some real veteran drivers in the car, and now Trevor and Ryan, you're kind of going with a young up-and-coming driver. Just what's the best thing about, and what are the possibilities when you put a young driver like that in the car?
Well, the youth seems to be what it's all about, and we're fortunate to have had Trevor when he started at age 20, and Ryan, you're 20, right? Yep. So that may be the number for us, and but we had a really good results and things, and a really good relationship with Trevor, and I can see the same thing with Ryan. I've known Ryan's dad since he came into the sport, and it's a really grounded family. It's a racing family, as are we. We grew up racing, and not on the driving part, but the other side of it. So Ryan has grown up as a driver, racing everything. So it's a lot of fun. Kids are fun. It's I got grandkids now, so kids are the coolest thing.
Let's go back here to Wolfgang, and then Chris. I think we got time for maybe one more after that.
Eddie, just going back to the situation, what you answered already, the alliance with Penske. What is the benefit, the advantage for your team? Was it not possible to run this team with Ryan next year totally by your own? What's the advantage starting a cooperation with Penske in 2015?
It's really hard to, as technical as Cup racing has gotten over the last few years with fuel injection and everything that's simulation, everything that's involved, you just can't do it by yourself. As a single team, a small team, however you want to say it, you just can't do. We've tried to do that. You know, we were doing stuff on our own when we formed the alliance with Roush Fenway when Trevor came on board, and you know, we could do fairly well. You could qualify okay, but you couldn't finish it off, and so you got to be a part of something bigger, and it's you know, it's worked really well what we have at Roush Fenway, and of course, you know, Trevor was a development driver for them, and so now that you know, we've got Ryan and he's a development driver for Team Penske, it just makes sense to be a part of their alliance.
Okay, let's go ahead and close it with our leadoff guy, Chris here.
ChrisKnightCatchers.com again. Eddie, will you guys do any testing with Ryan before Daytona next year? Will you do something maybe towards over the winter or early January to get him acquainted with the team before you guys head to the Daytona 500?
We haven't gotten that far yet, and I don't really know what the rules and, you know, the testing policies are going to be. I don't think they've announced them for next year yet. So, yeah, I mean, we'll be thinking about all that, but we haven't gotten that far yet.
All right, guys, thanks for your time today. Ryan, good luck this weekend.
Thank
Thanks.
you, guys.